In a shocking display of religious intolerance, an unprovoked attack on a church in Peshawar has ignited concerns over harmony and respect for diverse faiths. Gunshots were fired at the church by a Muslim mob, and the pastor of the church sustained an injury to his right eye from being struck with the butt of a rifle. Though the perpetrators were arrested, they were later released without charge, despite several police reports being filed by parishioners of the church. Thank you for joining us for another video. I know I haven't made a video lately. I have been having computer issues. I did find a really old laptop and I'm using that to put this video together. Thank you for your patience as I get going again. Today I have a story of a church that was attacked because a Muslim did not want to hear praise and worship music. He instigated an attack on the church. I will also be explaining why this Muslim felt it was his duty to do this. So please watch until the end to understand why this Muslim did what he did. Thank you, and now to explain what happened. On August 4th, 2023, a disturbing incident unfolded in Peshawar, where a Christian praise and worship event was targeted by a group of Muslims. And this was definitely fueled by religious hatred for the Christians of Pakistan. A distressing video, which quickly spread like wildfire across various social media platforms, captured the unsettling scene. The footage shows a Muslim man approaching the church gate during the praise and worship event, visibly agitated by the singing emanating from the service. The man is seen aggressively confronting Pastor Zulfikar Gill, who is welcoming attendees at the entrance. In a grave display of hostility, the Muslim man demanded an immediate halt to the service, threatening dire consequences if his demand was not met. Here is the video in question. As tensions escalated, the situation took an alarming turn when the Muslim picked up a cricket bat and wielded it menacingly. His actions extended to rallying fellow Muslims in the community, urging them to join him in attacking the church and its worshippers. Disturbingly, the situation escalated into a frenzied mob attack with additional Muslims from the surrounding area converging at the scene. Gunshots were fired at the church building, and the attackers harassed and physically assaulted worshippers, leaving many injured and in need of medical treatment. This assault ultimately forced the discontinuation of the praise and worship event. During the chaos, Pastor Zulfikar Gill, a prominent figure within the congregation, was subjected to physical violence, sustaining an injury to his right eye from being struck with the butt of the rifle. He is presently in recovery after receiving medical attention. Thank goodness no Pakistani Christians were killed. Local authorities were alerted to the unfolding crisis when a parishioner dialed emergency services. Swift police intervention led to the arrest of the attackers, who were subsequently taken into custody. Regrettably, despite compelling evidence of the attack and formal complaints lodged by the church members, none of the apprehended Muslims have been charged. In the West, everyone is afforded the right to follow whatever religion you choose. No one can gather a mob to stop you from worshipping even Satan. Yet, the intolerant Muslims in Pakistan can gather a mob and through violence and threats can halt a church service. You may be asking, why do they do this? Well, let me explain it to you. I will put a link in the description for the tafsir of Ibn Kathir. This is known as the Pact of Umar, and it reads as follows. Allah said, and in brackets, until they pay the jizya, if they do not choose to embrace Islam with willing submissions in defeat and subservience, and feel themselves subdued, disgraced, humiliated, and belittled. Therefore, Muslims are not allowed to honor the people of the Dhimma or elevate them above the Muslims, for they are miserable, disgraced, and humiliated. Muslim recorded from Abu Huraira that the Prophet said, Do not initiate the salam to the Jews and the Christians, and if you meet any of them in the road, force them to its narrowest alley. The reason it says force them to the narrowest alley is so that the Christians have to walk in sewage, which obviously contains urine and feces and other garbage, in case you were wondering why. Okay, let's continue reading. This is why the leader of the faithful, Umar bin al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, demanded his well-known conditions be met by the Christians. These conditions that ensured their continued humiliation, degradation, and disgrace. The scholars of Hadith narrated from Abdul Rahman bin Ghanam al-Ash'ari that he said, I recorded for Umar bin al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, the terms of the treaty of peace he conducted with the Christians of Asham. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. This is a document to the servant of Allah, Umar, the leader of the faithful, from the Christians of such and such a city. When you Muslims came to us, we requested safety for ourselves, children, property, and followers of our religion. We made a condition on ourselves that we will neither erect in our areas a monastery, church, or a sanctuary for a monk, nor restore any place of worship that needs restoration, nor use any of them for the purpose of enmity against Muslims. We will not prevent any Muslim from resting in our churches, whether they come by day or night, and we will open the doors of our houses of worship for the wayfarer and passerby. Those Muslims who come as guests will enjoy boarding and food for 3 days. So what is being said here is that Christian homes and places of worship, like churches, are to be free hotels for any Muslim that wishes to stay there, and it's all for free. And it goes on. We will not allow a spy against Muslims into our churches and homes or hide deceit or betrayal against Muslims. We will not teach our children the Quran, publicize practices of shirk, invite anyone to shirk, or prevent any of our fellows from embracing Islam. If they choose to do so, we will respect Muslims. Move from the places we sit in if they choose to sit in them. We will not imitate their clothing, caps, turbans, sandals, hairstyles, speech, nicknames, and title names, or ride on saddles, hang swords on the shoulders, collect weapons of any kind, or carry these weapons. You know, the funny thing is that Umar says that Christians are not allowed to copy anything of the Muslims, yet Muslims in the West and even in Pakistan wear Western style clothing, caps, sandals, hairstyles. These Muslims even copy the speech of Westerners. They copy nicknames and title names. And Muhammad said if any Muslim copies Christian, then he is no longer a Muslim. Here is the hadith. So Muslims, you better think twice before you wear jeans and t-shirts or hats with Nike shoes. Because if you do, then you are no longer a Muslim. Let's continue. We will not encrypt our stamps in Arabic or sell liquor. We will have the front of our hairs cut, wear our customary clothes wherever we are, wear belts around our waist, refrain from erecting crosses on the outside of our churches and demonstrating them and our books in public in Muslim fairways and market. We will not sound the bells of our churches, except discreetly, or raise our voices while reciting our holy books inside our churches, in the presence of Muslims. Nor raise our voices with prayer at our funerals, or light torches in the funeral processions in the fairway of Muslims, or their markets. So, this condition in the Pact of Umar is the reason that the Muslims made such a big deal, because he commanded to do this, and it is according to his religion. We cannot sound any bells or raise our voices whether to sing or pray in the presence of Muslims. I hope you are beginning to see why Muslims in Pakistan treat Christians so terribly. It is because it is the religion of Islam to do so. The Pact of Umar continues. We will not bury our dead next to the Muslim dead, or by servants who were captured by the Muslims. We will be guides for Muslims and refrain from breaching their privacy in their homes, yet they can come into our home. When I gave this document to Umar, he added to it, we will not beat any Muslim. There are conditions that we set against ourselves, the followers of our religion, in return for safety and protection. If we break any of these promises that we set for your benefit against ourselves, then our dhimma, the promise of protection, is broken. And you are allowed to do with us what you are allowed to do to the people of defiance and rebellion. Also, because of this document called the Pact of Umar, if any Muslim is following his or her religion and it causes hurt to a Christian, then no course of action is to be taken against that Muslim. And this is precisely why none of the apprehended Muslims were formally charged in this attack, even though there was a clear evidence and a video showing the aggression. Yet, these Muslims were set free to possibly do this again the next time. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and like and share this video. Also, please pray for the Christians of Pakistan. They live a very hard and difficult life. Thank you, and may the peace of Christ be with you all. Amen.